Hi everyone, my name is Stefana Chivoiu, I come from Romania and I'm currently in Malta where I had my Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs exchange. Well, it wasn't such a tough decision after all. I had two previous Erasmus experiences before which were really inspirational, and I got to some point in my life where I felt like I need to develop somehow in my career, but not doing it the classical way in studying in a normal school. So this came as a natural step. I knew about it before, but I never felt ready until last year when I applied, and within a few weeks I got in, hopefully and luckily, and here I am now. Well, here at Brandwagon I mostly worked with the content team. Apart from the mentoring classes, I was kind of all time with them. I really appreciate the fact that they treated me like somebody from inside and I was part of their team. I attended all of their meetings, briefings, creative mornings, whatever it is that they had. So I worked with projects of social media for clients, content management, content strategy, research, and the clients I covered were mostly from FMGC, health and beauty, RTNC, and many more. That's a tough one because I learned a lot. I have to say I really appreciated the mentoring classes. When I got here, we had to set a goal, and I said I want to be inspired, and it proved to be so. We had some really interesting classes that later inspired me. I think that the most important thing that I learned is to see things in a more clear vision, because when you get here you're all enthusiastic about things and you have your baby, which is your business plan, and then somebody else comes and bully your baby and this is quite a good experience, because you get to learn from somebody that built something and then failed and then built again and was successful, and the fact that this person stands by you and explains what you have to do gives you a lot of focus. Well, before I got here I wasn't even sure I'm going to do this. I was like, maybe in a few years I'll try it. But not only I'm decided to do it as soon as I get back home, I'm also confident that I will do it and I'll be successful in it. The thing that I experienced something in the early beginning. When in the first mentoring class, Peter asked me, how do I plan my exit? And I was like, why would I do that? Because I nearly had this plan to start with. But then this made me realize that I have to focus and think ahead and look at the most important things. He gave me a different perspective. I'm confident that I'm well aware now of certain things in what concerns business management. So yeah, this was the most important thing.
Hi, my name is Peter. I'm from Malta and I'm the CEO and founder of Brandwagon, a strategic creative agency based in Malta and working across different territories across Europe. Well, the opportunity came along a couple of years back, I think 4 or 5 years ago, when we met this really interesting entrepreneur who wanted to share her experiences and gain some new insight into life as an entrepreneur and starting up a new business. So we quickly accepted her invitation to join the program, and it was really interesting for us to learn something new by sharing our own experiences. When I first met Stefana in our first one-to-one session, I asked her what she really wanted to achieve out of this program, and the first thing she said was, inspire me. I found Stefana to be a very interesting and extremely critical character who offered a very challenging approach to business. And I think her coming into the business was a very humbling experience, because it made me look back and think about, where I started out and probably the critical person I was inside. And I think entrepreneurs are always at the heart extremely curious people who are ready to keep on challenging the way things have always been done. And that was great to have this interesting insight into Stefana's point of view, especially because she comes from a very different culture from our Mediterranean lifestyle. I think cross-cultural learning, I think, is something extremely interesting. I think working with somebody from a very different culture brings in a completely different new insight into the way business is done across different territories. As Brandwagen has extreme global aspirations, I think it was very interesting for us to look at businesses in a very, very different way. So I would say I really learned a lot by sharing my own experiences and also gaining insight into different ways of doing business, both from a cultural perspective, but also from a new entrepreneur perspective. Well, the honest truth is that when I started the business 10 years ago, I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into. Probably with hindsight, if I knew, I don't know if I would have started it. But the reality is that if I had somebody helping me out at the very, very beginning and just pointing out things I needed to think about, at least that when those decisions came, I would have been there with a bit more insight into what I should have done. I definitely think that this program gives a lot of benefits to new entrepreneurs and increases the potential that they have to actually succeed. As most of you know, starting up a new business is a big opportunity to fail, but a huge opportunity to succeed. And if we can help and if we can share our experiences to make new European businesses succeed, then hey, let's do this. Would you?
I would definitely. I think it was one of my best experiences so far, so I would definitely recommend it. And it comes from 2 points of views. First would be the professional one, because you get to push your boundaries like really high, and you get to push yourself as well and do all sorts of things that you would never think of, and they put you in a position where you no longer have to choose, you just have to do it. So this is a good thing from my point of view, at least. And from the personal perspective, I grew a lot personally in here. I developed myself. I got to live with myself and be really happy with this, and I would do it anytime.
Cool. From my end, I would definitely recommend other entrepreneurs to take on this amazing initiative and welcome new entrepreneurs into their business. I think bringing in new people with a different perspective on life is always a humbling experience, but it also brings different cultures and different innovative ways of thinking to the business. And I think sometimes we CEOs and business leaders need to be reminded of where we actually started and how hard it was to get here, and what we need to remember and give and pass on sort of kudos to the next people starting businesses.